Well, today is the day I've been looking forward to for a long, long time.
Amen.
The credentials, the certificates that will be given today is not given by Bethel Christian Fellowship, because according to the Constitution and bylaws of Bethel Christian Fellowship and the fact that Bethel Christian Fellowship does not have its own 501c3, we are not able to give the credentials. However, I have an organization called Christian Assembly that has its 501c3, and within the context of its constitution and bylaws, we have the privilege of providing credentials to individuals who are qualified and called by God. And so, it's kind of ironic for me to stand here today knowing that 60 years ago, almost, my father built this church. The building. And I was in attendance until 1970, and then we went our way, and then he had purchased another church over in the Washington Park area. And that as of the moment in which I'm speaking right now, we have that property on the market for sale. But in creating that organization, we bring kind of the two together today. And I know it would make him happy. Amen. And I trust it makes you happy. Because in doing this, we to some degree secure the future. If something would happen to me or to the net, well, then you'll have qualified people to step to the plate that could become ordained with the EMF, and you can carry on. So there's a little bit of wisdom, a little bit of strategy, but it's all God's will. Amen. All God's will. So in January of 2017, following God's direction, I offered Dan Hamilton the opportunity to study theology with the promise that if he did so for a period of at least 2 years, he could obtain credentials as a licensed minister of the gospel of Jesus Christ. During this period of time, others would join our study of theology in a weekly 3 to 5 hour session. We finally just named the class Credentials. And I want you to know, during this period of time, we went from Monday afternoons to Tuesday afternoons, to Tuesday evenings to Wednesday. We went from Wednesday to Friday. We've met almost every day of the week, other than I don't believe we've ever met on a Sunday. And we would meet for a scheduled minimum of 3 hours, and as of yesterday, we went about, 4 to 5 hours. We went 5 hours. They're quick to remind me of that. And actually, I wanted to go longer. But there's other things that we had to accomplish. And then they would go and they would contemplate, and they would study, and they would memorize, and they would then start breaking down that which we've taught during this period of time. And I could go into a lot of the various areas of study that we've done, but I don't have time to do that this morning. So today I'm proud to present to you individuals who, as participants in the credentials class, have invested their time, their energy, and study to better understand God, His Word, and our relationship to Him. In this class, Dan Hamilton, this is Dan, was soon joined by Louis Manfredi. Louis, come up and have a front row seat. Sean Winkler, who is one of the individuals that during our homeless ministry came here to live. And he took, and not only had a change of address, but he actually had a change of heart.
Praise God.
And of all the hours, Tom, that we spent with the homeless here at Bethel 24/7 for probably about 4 years, I would do it all over again just for Sean. Amen. Between the hollering and the shouting and the fights and everything else that went down, and all the unapproved individuals that somehow slipped through the door and had to be taken back out. Sean passed away, but he'll be in the resurrection. Amen. The first resurrection.
Praise God.
He has already received his credentials. Dwayne Atencio joined. Jill Hamilton said, hey, something's going on with my husband. I got to get some of this something. So she started in this process. Don Atencio also joined because something was going on with Dwayne, and she wanted part of that something. And then finally, about 9 months ago, Austin Peterson came our way. He started attending these classes. Looking back, I can certainly say this, as your pastor, not all individuals that started has continued. Some individuals stopped by choice, and of course, as I made mention, Sean passed away. However, those who have continued will receive today certificates recognizing their commitment to the study of God, that is, theology. Theos is God. Ology is study, therefore it's a study of God. Just like anthropology would be anthropos is man, ology God, study of man. Okay, and we could go on. Dan and Jill Hamilton will individually receive ordination certificates as a minister of the gospel of Jesus Christ. One of the things that have impressed me as an individual and as your pastor is their willingness to do whatever, whenever. No matter whatever it was. They've been involved from early morning hours to late night hours. They have been involved 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, either with the homeless ministry, which was really actually their ministry, and we chose to get involved, and we did it well until the Lord said, stop. They've been involved in everything from A to Z, so to speak. They know me better than most of you know me. And I trust them with my life. Brother Louis Manfredi, he received his membership at Bethel before I did, even though we went through membership classes together. He reminds me of that all the time. I'll never forget when I was standing out in the vestibule area and his wife Beverly was going to have surgery down at St. Joe's, and I asked him if he wanted me to come along and be there, and he said yes, and so I met her for the very first time when she was getting prepared for surgery, and immediately she said, you're my pastor. I'll never forget those words. So I have been his pastor ever since. I met as Dr. Sellers, and Dr. Sellers didn't have too much information about Beverly after service, and I asked, he said, how do you know Brother Lewis? And I said, I'm a brother in Christ, I'm his pastor, and I asked him, I said, do you know the Lord? He says, I don't know. I'm thinking about it. When we left that room, I asked Dr. Sellers, I said, I'll be praying that you make the right decision. Amen. We go way back. Austin Peterson came here because of the internet. The Lord directed him here via the internet, and as a direct result of that, he's been through a lot. His load is heavy, his burden is light. And today, he's going to receive the certificate of reconciliation to be a minister of the gospel of Jesus Christ. Because of the brevity of time, I don't have a lot to go into the actual variations and or meanings of the various credentials that are being provided to these individuals this morning, but suffice it to say, they are all qualified to share in a biblical way the good news, Jesus Christ.